Christopher Froome is a Kenyan-born British professional road racing cyclist and winner of the 2013 Tour de France, riding for UCI Pro Team Sky. Brought up in Kenya and South Africa, he has ridden since 2008 under a British licence on the basis of his passport and his father's and grandparents' country of birth. He is considered one of the best climbers and GC contenders in modern cycling for his stamina. In 2007 Froome turned professional at the age of 22 with Team Konica Minolta. He moved to Europe to further his career, joining the British-based team, Barloworld. In 2010 he moved to Team Sky and has become one of the team's key cyclists. Froome made his breakthrough as a Grand Tour contender during the 2011 Vuelta a España where he finished second overall. At the 2012 Tour de France, riding as a super domestique for Bradley Wiggins, Froome won Stage 7 and finished second overall, behind only Wiggins' win in the same race as the best British performance in the race's history. In the same year he also won the bronze medal in the time trial event at the Olympic Games and finished fourth in the Vuelta a España. His first stage race win came in 2013, in the Tour of Oman, followed by wins in the Critérium International, the Tour de Romandie, the Critérium du Dauphiné and the Tour de France. As a defending champion, he began 2014 by again winning the Tour of Oman, followed by a repeat victory in the Tour de Romandie. Early life and amateur career. Froome was born on May 20, 1985 in Nairobi, Kenya, to Kenyan-born mother Jane and father Clive, a former hockey player who represented England at under-19 level. His mother's British parents emigrated from Tetbury, Gloucestershire, England to Kenya to run a crop farm. Froome has two older brothers, Jonathan and Jeremy, who went to rugby school in Warwickshire, England. At the age of 13, his mother took him to his first organised bike race, a charity race which he won despite being knocked off by his mother. There he met professional cyclist David Kinjer, arguably Kenya's only elite cyclist, who became Froome's mentor. They trained together, mountain biking in the rural highlands north of Nairobi. After finishing primary school at the Banda School in Nairobi, Froome moved to South Africa as a 14-year-old to attend St. John's College in Johannesburg. He then studied economics for 2 years at the University of Johannesburg. It was in South Africa that Froome started to participate in road cycling. It was not until he was 22 that he turned professional. Froome started road racing in South Africa, specializing as a climber. Whilst representing Kenya at the 2006 Road World Championships in the under-23 category in Salzburg, Austria, Froome crashed into an official just after the start of the time trial, causing both men to fall. Although neither was injured, he finished in 36th place. Professional career, 2007 Euro 2010, early years. Froome turned professional in 2007, aged 22, with the South African team, Konica Minolta, withdrawing from university 2 years into his degree in economics. He competed from April to September for the Union Cycliste Internationale's World Cycling Centre team based in Aigle, Switzerland, in the U23 Nations Cup. In May he rode his first stage race, the Giro delle Regioni, winning Stage 5, riding for WCC. In late May he won Stage 6 of the Tour of Japan, attacking from a breakaway in the 14-lap circuit in Shuzenji. In June he competed at the B World Championships in Cape Town, placing second to China's He Junma in the 26.8 km long time trial. In July he claimed a bronze medal in the road race at the All Africa Games in Algiers, Algeria. On September 26, he placed 41st in the under-23 time trial at the World Championships in Stuttgart, 3 minutes and 30 seconds behind the gold medalist, Lars Boom. Froome was introduced to the British-based, South African-backed, UCI Continental Team, Barloworld, by South African Robbie Hunter, signing with them for the 2008 season. In March he finished second overall in the Giro del Capo in South Africa, 1 minute and 41 seconds behind his teammate, Christian Fenberger. Over April and March, he rode the Critérium International, Gent-Wevelgem and the Ardennes Classics. He made his Grand Tour debut when he was named in Barlow World's squad for the Tour de France becoming Kenya's first participant, in which he finished 84th overall and 11th among the young rider classification. In October, Froome finished 4th overall in the Herald Sun Tour in Victoria, Australia. His performances in 2008 attracted the attention of British cycling coach, Rod Ellingworth, who believed Froome had potential. Froome said, "Although I was riding under the Kenyan flag, I made it clear that I had always carried a British passport and felt British. It was then we talked about racing under the Union flag, and we stayed in touch." Froome claimed his first professional win in March 2009, with the second stage of the Giro del Capo in Durbanville, South Africa, attacking a 10-strong breakaway with 30 km and finishing 4 minutes ahead. He then participated in the Giro d'Italia, in which he came 36th overall, and 7th young rider classification. In July he won a minor one-day race, an atomic jock race, in Barberton, South Africa. In September 2009, it was announced that he was to join British cycling team, Team Sky, for the 2010 season. Froome rode the 2010 Giro d'Italia. On stage 19 he was suffering with a knee injury, and on the Mortirolo Pass he was seen holding on to a police motorbike. He had been dropped by the gruppetto, and intended to reach the feed zone and retire from the race. While holding the motorbike, the race commissaire ordered him to stop and withdraw from the race. During his first season with Sky, his best result was at the Tour du Haut Var, where he finished 9th in the overall standings. He also finished second at the 2010 National Time Trial Championships, showing his ability in the discipline. In October he represented England at the Commonwealth Games, in Delhi, coming 5th in the 40 km long time trial, 2 minutes and 20 seconds behind the winner, Scotland's David Miller. 2011, breakthrough. The early highlights of Froome's 2011 season were top 15 finishes in the Vuelta a Castilla y Lequeubden and the Tour de Romandie. Froome had a mixed Tour de Suisse, riding with the lead group on some mountain stages, whilst losing time on others, and finishing 9th in the final time trial. Froome entered the Vuelta a Spa plus or minus as the main domestique for Bradley Wiggins in the mountains. After being inseparable from Wiggins throughout the first week, he gained credit for his ride in stage 9, helping close down an attack on the final climb and finishing in 5th place, 3 seconds behind Wiggins, leaving both in the top 20 overall. The following day in stage 10, however, Froome outrode Wiggins to finish second in the time trial behind HTC High Road's Tony Martin and to take an unexpected lead in the race. Froome averaged 405 watts over 56 minutes in this time trial, proving himself as a strong time trialist. During stage 11 he helped his team to neutralize some attacks, but soon found himself unable to follow the main group. However, he managed to hang on second in the general classification. After losing the jersey to Wiggins on stage 11, Froome continued to ride in support of his leader, and on stage 14 helped to drop rivals including Liquigas Cannondale rider Vincenzo Nibali and Joaquim Rodriguez on the final climb. Wiggins credited his lead to Froome, in a stage which also saw Froome rise back up to second in the standings. The tough stage 15, which ended on the Alto de Langeru, saw Froome lead the chase to stage winner, Juan Jose Copyright Cobo of Geeks TMC, who took the overall lead at the end of the day. Froome proved stronger than Wiggins, finishing ahead of him in 4th place but 48 seconds behind Cobo, to retain second overall. On stage 17, Froome attacked Cobo 1 km from the summit finish, but Cobo fought back, catching Froome in the final 300 meters, only for Froome to attack again to win the stage and arrive 1 second in front of Cobo. As a result of time bonuses, Froome reduced Cobo's lead to 13 seconds. Froome was unable to reduce Cobo's lead any further and finished second overall in the Vuelta, equaling Robert Miller's second places in the 1985 and 1986 editions of the Vuelta and the 1987 Giro d'Italia, as the best finish by a British rider in the Vuelta and the highest finish by a British rider in a Grand Tour. After the Vuelta it was revealed Froome had suffered throughout the year from the parasitic disease bilharzia, having been diagnosed in 2010. It has since been speculated that Froome may have had the parasitic infection for much of his adult life and during his early cycling career. The discovery and subsequent treatment of the illness has been used to explain Froome's rapid rise to form during 2011. On September 16, 2011, Froome signed a new 3-year contract with Sky. He was part of the Great Britain team that helped Mark Cavendish win the World Road Race Championship. In October, Froome finished third overall in the first edition of the Tour of Beijing, 26 seconds behind overall winner, Tony Martin. 2012, Super Domestique. The early part of Froome's 2012 season was wrecked by illness. He withdrew from the Volta au Algarve with a severe chest infection, and blood tests showed his bilharzia parasites had returned. In March, Froome was involved in a collision with a 72-year-old pedestrian on a training ride. He returned to racing in May, for the Tour de Romandie, where he helped Wiggins win the race overall, before participating in a training camp on a volcano in Tenerife with several of his teammates. Froome was selected in the Sky squad for the Tour de France. After placing 11th in the opening prologue, he suffered a punctured tyre anemia from the end of Stage 1 and lost over a minute to overall leader Fabian Cancellara. On Stage 3, Froome was involved in a crash on the hilltop finish in Boulogne-sur-Mer, and was sent flying into safety barriers, but was unharmed and was given the same finishing time as the winner, Peter Sagan of Liquigas Cannondale. On Stage 7, finishing atop the Category 1 climb to La Planche des Belles Filles, he protected his leader Wiggins and was part of a small group that came in sight of the finish line. Cadel Evans attacked, Froome jumped on his wheel and won the stage with an advantage of 2 seconds over his leader and Evans. Froome took the lead in the mountains classification. With that operation, he took the polka dot jersey, but lost it to Fredrik Kesikov of Astana the very next day. Froome finished second to Wiggins on Stage 9, an individual time trial, and moved up to third overall. On Stage 11 to La Toussaint, Froome rolled all day in the mountains in front of the pack or near it, setting the pace for his leader Wiggins but was forced to take 2 rests during the flatter, faster sections, dropping in behind Wiggins' group leaving Wiggins out in front. Froome recovered well however, and in a surprising event, due to what appeared to be confused team orders, he attacked the remaining group on the last climb, just as Wiggins was easing off after the hard chase to catch Nibali 4 km away from the finish line. He subsequently received the order from his team manager to hold back and wait for yellow jersey Wiggins. He finished third of the stage after a late burst of speed. For his efforts in assisting Wiggins, Froome was lauded in the media as a super domestique. On Stage 17, Froome and Wiggins finished second and third respectively on the final mountain stage to further cement their general classification positions, although Froome repeatedly waited for Wiggins on the final climb, costing him the chance of winning the stage. On Stage 19, a time trial, Froome finished second to Wiggins, mirroring the overall standings. Wiggins went on to win the Tour with Froome second, becoming the first 2 British riders to make the podium of the Tour de France in its 109-year history. Froome, along with Sky teammates Wiggins, Cavendish and Ian Stannard, as well as David Miller, were selected for Team GB's road race at the Olympic Games. Froome and Wiggins also contested in the time trial. Froome won bronze in the time trial, with teammate Wiggins taking gold. Froome was selected as Team Sky's leader for the Vuelta a España +or-, where he aimed to go one better than 2011 and win his first Grand Tour. He lay third after the first mountain finish on Stage 3, and moved up to second on Stage 4 after leader Alejandro Valverde crashed, losing 55 seconds to the chasing group. Froome moved down to third during the Stage 11 time trial, 16 seconds off leader Rodriguez. He lost another 23 seconds on Stage 12, putting him 51 seconds down. He struggled through the rest of the second half of the race. He ended up finishing 4th overall, finishing over 10 minutes behind the race winner, Alberto Contador. 2013, Tour de France victory. Froome's 2013 season began at the Tour of Oman, where he took the race lead on Stage 4, finishing second to Rodriguez on the summit finish of Jebel Akhtar. Froome then won the following stage to extend his lead, out-sprinting Contador and Rodriguez. He finished the race taking the overall classification, his first stage race win of his career, 27 seconds ahead of Contador, with Cadel Evans 12 seconds further back. He also won the points classification. Froome then led Team Sky at the Tirreno Euro Adriatico in March, where he won the fourth stage after countering an attack by Contador, Astana rider Nibali and Nifantini sell Italia's Mauro Sant'Ambrogio on the final climb to Prati di Tivo. Froome lost time on eventual winner Nibali on the penultimate stage, finishing the race in second place. Froome returned to action, and to the top step of the rostrum, in the Critérium International. After finishing fourth in the short second stage time trial, he powered away on the last climb of the third and final stage to win, and overtake teammate, and second place on the stage, Richie Porte in the general classification. In late April, Froome won the 7.5 km prologue of the Tour de Romandie in Le Car-Saint-Blaise, Switzerland, taking the leader's jersey, with a 6-second gap over Andrew Talansky of Garmin Sharp. He remained in the yellow leader's jersey throughout the entire race, increasing his advantage over his rivals to almost a minute with a strong performance in the penultimate Queen stage. Near the end of that stage, after losing his support riders in the peloton, Froome gave solo chase to breakaway Team Katusha rider Simon Angstrom-Pierlac and after catching him, worked with the Slovenian to maintain and extend their lead on the peloton and improve their general classification standings. Angstrom-Pierlac won the stage, which catapulted him into second place in the overall, with Froome on his wheel in second. In the final time trial stage Froome took third place, increasing his lead and winning his third race of the season. Froome's final warm-up race before the Tour de France, for which he was favourite, was the Critérium du Dauphiné copyright at the beginning of June. He sat second overall behind Garmin Sharp's Rowan Dennis after coming third in the time trial on stage 4. Froome won stage 5 after countering a late attack by Contador, to take the race lead by 52 seconds over teammate, Porte. Froome helped Porte solidify his second place on stage 7, and on stage 8 the pair rode away from their rivals on the final climb, with only Andrew Talansky able to follow. Froome took second on the stage behind Alessandro De Marchi of Cannondale, who had attacked earlier, to secure overall victory, with Porte completing a 1-2, 58 seconds back. This was Froome's fourth major stage race victory of the season, out of the 5 he had entered. Froome's Tour de France got off to a nervy start as he crashed in the neutralised section of the first stage on the Isle of Corsica, but he was unharmed and avoided going down in the large crash towards the end of the stage. After staying out of trouble for the rest of the first week, Froome won stage 8, the first mountain stage of the race, finishing on Axe 3 Domains, by launching an attack after teammates Peter Kenoff and Porte had brought back an earlier attack by Movistar team's Nairo Quintana, and distanced most of Froome's rivals. Froome's winning margin on the stage was 51 seconds over Porte, and 1 minute 25 seconds to Valverde in third. This gave Froome the overall lead in the Tour for the first time on the lead in the mountains classification. On the following stage however, Froome was left elated as no teammates were able to follow repeated attacks early in the stage by Garmin Sharp, Movistar team and Team Saxo Tinkoff riders. Despite being without any team support for most of the stage, Froome was able to successfully defend his lead by following several attacks by Quintana and Valverde. Froome then finished second in the individual time trial on the 12th stage, 12 seconds behind Tony Martin, to put further time into all of his rivals. However, on stage 13 Saxo Tinkoff caused a split in the peloton due to strong crosswinds, which Froome missed. Team Saxo Tinkoff's Contador and Roman Kreuziger, and Laurens ten Dam and Borg Mollema of Belkin Pro Cycling all made the selection, and took 69 seconds out of Froome's lead, although Valverde lost over 10 minutes and slipped out of contention. Froome won stage 15 finishing on Mont Ventoux. Kenoff and Porte dropped all of the leading contenders except Contador on the early part of the climb, before Froome surged clear of Contador with 7 km remaining and caught Quintana, who had attacked earlier in the climb. The pair worked together to put time into their rivals, before Froome dropped Quintana with 1.2 km remaining and soloed to the finish. This gave Froome a lead of 4 minutes and 14 seconds over Mollema in second place, with Contador a further 11 seconds back. Froome also regained the lead in the mountains classification. He won the Stage 17 time trial, finishing the 32 km course from Imbrunta-Corges in 51 minutes 33 seconds, with Contador coming in 9 seconds behind him, in second place. Froome defended his lead during the Alpine stages, extending his overall lead as Mollema and Contador dropped back. Froome won the general classification on July 21 with a final time of 83 hours, 56 minutes and 40 seconds, 4 minutes and 20 seconds ahead of second-placed Quintana. He was also king of the mountains for 6 stages, however he ultimately finished second to Quintana in that classification. Froome's overall win and stage victories in the Tour win put him at the top of the UCI World Tour ranking, with 587, ahead of Sagan on 409. Partly because the 2013 Tour was the first since Lance Armstrong's admission of doping, such questions were asked of Froome. He insisted that he and his team were clean and stated that the questioning saddened him. Froome was drug-tested 19 times during the Tour and Team Sky principal Dave Brailsford offered the World Anti-Doping Agency all performance data they had on Froome as evidence. In October, Froome was named winner of the prestigious VAR Copyright L'Or Award for the Best Rider of the Year. 2014, defending champion. As defending champion for the first time, Froome started his 2014 season by again winning the Tour of Oman. After some minor illnesses and back problems, his next stage race was the Tour de Romandie, again as defending champion, which he won by 28 seconds ahead of Simon Angstrom-Pierlach, with the two riders placing first and second in that race for the second consecutive year. He also won the final stage of the race, an 18.5 km individual time trial, finishing a second faster than 3-time time trial world champion Tony Martin. Froome crashed out on the 5th stage of the 2014 Tour de France after falling 3 times over 2 days, putting an end to his defence of his Tour de France crown. Personal life. Froome met Welsh-born South African Michelle Cound in 2009, through South African rider Daryl Impey. In 2011 they moved to Monaco together and she became his fiancée copyrightee in March 2013. Froome dedicated his Tour de France win to his mother, who died of cancer 5 weeks before his Tour debut in 2008. Career achievements, major results, source. Grand Tour General Classification Results Timeline. Source, other major stage races, awards, VAR Copyright L'Or, 2013, Velo Magazine International Cyclist of the Year, 2013, see also. List of British cyclists, list of Grand Tour General Classification winners, list of Olympic medalists in cycling, references. Bibliography, Froome, Chris. The Climb, The Autobiography. Penguin Books. ISBN A0-241-00418-7. Further reading. External links, official website, Chris Froome profile at Team Sky, Chris Froome profile at Cycling Archives.